Hi, my name is Rabbi Yosef Tropper, and I thank you so much for joining. This is Parshas Toldos, and the title is Hand Over Heels. And the purpose of this segment is to provide a short and thought-provoking idea on the Parsha. When we look at Parshas Toldos, we find a great contrast between the great success of life founded by Yaakov and the path of a Jewish nation, whereas the other extreme of the failure in life, the Yisrael Mummer, Esav, a person that turned his back on his heritage and did not merit to become one of the Avos. So how do we understand this? What's the difference between the two of them? And ultimately, how can this guide our own lives? And I think that if we look at the Pasuk itself, it describes their birth. There's a lot there. And the Pasuk tells us that Yaakov wanted to come out first, and yet Esav was the firstborn. He came out first. And it says that when Yaakov was born, Yado achazas be'ekav Esav. This is in Bereshis 25:26. It says Yaakov's hand was grabbing onto the heel of Esav. And of course, a simple pshat is that he was trying to push ahead and come out first, and eventually Yaakov would end up having to buy the Bechorah, the firstborn, right from Esav, who was more than happy to sell it. And Rabbi Yosef Tropper Parshas points out on his Pirush on Chumash that this pasuk is the quintessential expression of who they are. Esav is represented by the heel. What's the heel? The heel is the place that we use to trample things. We step on things with our heel. Esav was a person that trampled and stepped on the things that were important, on spiritual ideals. Esav, it says, Vayivaz Esav es ha-Bechorah, he made fun of the firstborn, right? He said, what do I need it for? What's it worth? That was what Esav did. He put things down. Whereas Yaakov is the exact opposite. It's Yado. It's focusing on Yaakov's hand. A hand is used to strengthen other people and to build. Yaakov was a builder. He liked to focus on the positive of things. And that perspective is a huge contrast between the two. Esav was a negative person and was always mevatel things and always putting down other things. And Yaakov was one that always built and always tried to see the good in things and to see how he could improve the situation and make it happen. And what's interesting is that it actually seems to be the exact opposite of how they're described. Because here I'm telling you that the heel is Esav and that Yaakov is represented by the hand. But yet, we actually find that when Yitzchak gives the brachos to Yaakov, he says, Hakol kol Yaakov, the voices of Yaakov, and Yadayim de Esav, the hands go to Esav. So what's going on? Not only that, but Yaakov himself, the word Yaakov means heel. The word heel is what we were describing is the horrible thing that Esav does. He's mevatel other things. But I think that if we take a step back, we could really understand this in a lot deeper way. And that is that in life, there are options of how we use the tools that we have. We could use our hands for building, which is exactly what Yaakov did. He built with his hands. Or, God forbid, we could use our hands to destroy. If we have Yadayim de Esav, which holds the sword and tries to destroy and be mevatel other things, so then that's not even called building. That's called destruction. That's called causing bad things to happen. And that was Esav through and through. But if we have the Kol Kol Yaakov, the voice of building and saying positive things to others and giving encouragement to others and building and learning Torah, of course, is the simple pshat, and davening to Hashem, that's a powerful voice that Yaakov has. And then when Yaakov uses his hands, he uses them to build. And even his heel, that Yaakov has a heel also, but he's mevatel, and he puts down the things that are negative that he needs to teach his children to stay away from and to have a positive influence on them to only go after spiritual and worthwhile endeavors. I thank you so much for listening. May we all merit to fulfill all of these ideals, and I welcome all your questions, comments, and sponsorships as well. Thank you.